everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding this for the very first time or if you're a returning viewer and have not yet done so, please hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. So we've known for a while now that Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness, or Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, whatever this film is called, the sequel to the Benedict Cumberbatch starring Doctor Strange film, we've known for a while now that it is going to be a horror film, one of the first in the MCU, but now we've got a little bit more details about exactly how scary this movie just might be. So let's go over here and take a look at this article from Screen Rant. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness will be the scariest Marvel movie, according to star Elizabeth Olsen, who portrays Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff. Marvel Studios originally announced the Doctor Strange sequel in 2019, but it went through major changes since then. Sam Raimi became the movie's director after Scott Derrickson exited, who he directed the first film. While it initially seemed he would be rushed to get up to speed on Doctor Strange 2, COVID-19 delayed production and gave Sam Raimi more time to get acclimated to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Raimi is now in charge of what is shaping up to be one of the MCU's most important installments of Phase 4. In addition to it featuring the return of Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange and exploring the multiverse, Doctor Strange 2 will continue Scarlet Witch's story after WandaVision. Elizabeth Olsen was revealed to be Cumberbatch's main co-star back when the movie was first announced. The actress has continued to praise her experience on Doctor Strange 2 and is now once again hyping how scary that movie will be. Elizabeth Olsen just received her first Emmy nomination for her work in WandaVision, and she celebrated this career achievement by participating in a Q&A for New York Film Academy, which she attended. Twitter user at Vatican Cam Owls provided updates on the private Zoom meeting throughout its duration, and this included some talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The interviewer prodded Elizabeth Olsen for details on the upcoming MCU sequel, and she provided a potentially exciting tease that it will be the scariest Marvel movie, saying, quote, "It's a very scary movie. It's like old Sam Raimi. They're trying to create the scariest Marvel movie. So if you don't like horror movies, this might not be the MC movie for you." Ironically, the debate about whether or not Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is scary is somewhat of a touchy subject. Derrickson originally proclaimed at San Diego Comic-Con that the movie was Marvel's first scary movie, but Kevin Feige immediately jumped in to confirm it would still be PG-13 though. The Marvel Studios president has since clarified that while it will be scary, he wouldn't classify it as a horror film. So it's going to have some scary moments from the sounds of it. This hasn't stopped multiple people involved with Doctor Strange 2, Olsen included, from hyping the movie's horror elements. Whether or not Doctor Strange 2 is truly a horror movie remains to be seen, but Olsen's tease that the goal was to make the scariest Marvel movie can still be achieved. That is admittedly not a high bar to clear because Marvel don't really do a whole lot of that. They haven't made anything even remotely scary in the past, except for maybe the zombie Iron Man scene from Spider-Man Far From Home. I thought that was kind of creepy. Despite that fact, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is aiming to be the scariest Marvel movie. It's another sign that Marvel Studios is letting each Phase 4 project have a unique tone and play with different genres, which is why I think the MCU has had the longevity it's had and is also as successful as it's had. A lot of these movies are a different tone and different genres. One's a spy thriller, one's an action film, one's a comedy. There's different things that the MCU does to stay relevant and not continue to be stale, even though there is some superhero fatigue out there amongst fans. I think Marvel does a good job of changing the things up here and there, and this is just another example of their kind of diving into a little bit of the scarier aspects of movies. And the director Sam Raimi, most people remember him as directing the first trilogy of Spider-Man films that starred Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, and those films obviously, and we may be getting a little bit more of Tom Holland if you have kept up any news on the Spider-Man No Way Home rumors, but hopefully we'll get a trailer soon to clarify some of those ideas, but we'll see what happens there. But Sam Raimi also has a deep history in the horror genre. I can't remember all the movies off the top of my head that he's directed, but he has also been directing some horror films in his past, so he has some experience with the whole scary movie aspect. And of course, Sam Raimi has obviously got some experience in the Marvel realm as the former director of those Spider-Man films. So it makes sense that he would be an ideal candidate to come in here and replace Scott Derrickson, the original director of the first Doctor Strange film. And of course, when you start delving into the idea of the multiverse, I won't get into spoilers for any shows out right now, but definitely go check out all the Marvel shows. It's very essential for the movies coming up here So definitely be doing that. Otherwise, you could be a little bit lost. But as for, the multiverse in general, the whole idea that we could have different versions of any character that we could think of, some, like, say, you could have a very evil Thor out there somewhere. You could have multiple different versions of Iron Man, Captain America, any character you could think of. There's an infinite amount of different interpretations of those characters in other universes where you could have legitimately scary situations that can pop up where people are literally, freaked out by seeing themselves or a different variation of themselves, or just the whole, the fact that, these evil beings, or, some good, some bad, could actually be crossing over, and timelines could be crossing over each other. It would be a literal nightmare if, like, let's say our current real life world, started, merging with alternate versions of ourselves, or things like that. Can you imagine the chaos that would erupt from such an event? It is going to hopefully be one of the bigger Marvel MCU event films that we're going to be getting here. And of course, we've got Doctor Strange in that film, obviously knowing how to deal with alternate dimensions and realities and timelines because of his, Sorcerer Supreme skills here. We're going to have Doctor Strange. We're going to have Wanda, who may be part of the reason we have these issues. I believe earlier reports talked about she was one of the central antagonists of the film because she's such in a dark place after some of the events that she's had to go through in this series. She may be causing some havoc with dealing with magic that she doesn't fully understand. And of course, the confirmation over the last few days since Loki season 1 ended on Disney Plus, we now know, at least for a small role, that Tom Hiddleston is reportedly supposed to also be in Doctor Strange 2 as Loki. So these three characters could be an interesting dynamic, and I can't wait to see these three on film together. Hopefully, we might get a scene at the end where maybe they have to team up against, whoever they're fighting in the movie, and, that would be a great team up. Those trio of characters, all of which know how to use magic to some degree, could be an amazing sequence on film, and I hope they pull the trigger on that. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do, because Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness has, just wrapped filming not too long ago. They are into the post-production stage now. So the movie's all shot. It's all done. We're just waiting to get some of this visual effects work and things like that in the editing bay and all that stuff going on. So it's going to be coming down the line here very, very soon. But the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think about the comments from Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, talking about how this is going to be the scariest MCU film to date, and obviously that's a low bar, but we'll see what they do with it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they're going to make me jump in my seat from the jump scares or something like that. I can't wait to see what they got up their sleeves. But comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And please hit the notification bell so you also get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.
We about to turn it on.